Harvestmen, Opiliones, are an order of arachnids often confused with spiders. Though the two orders are not closely related, research on Harvestman phylogeny, that is, the phylogenetic tree, is in a state of flux. While some families are clearly monophyletic, that is, share a common ancestor, others are not, and the relationships between families are often not well understood. Position in Arachnida. The relationship of Harvestmen with other arachnid orders is still not sufficiently resolved. Up until the 1980s they were thought to be closely related to mites. Acari. In 1990, Schultz proposed grouping them with scorpions, pseudoscorpions and solifugae, camel spiders. He named this clade Dromopoda. This view is currently widely accepted. However, the relationships of the orders within Dromopoda are not yet sufficiently resolved. When only considering recent taxa, the Harvestmen appear as a sister group to Novogenuata, scorpions, pseudoscorpions, solifugae. When also considering fossils, the Harvestmen are sister to Haplocnemata, pseudoscorpions and solifugae. Recent analyses have also recovered the Opiliones as sister group to the extinct Phylogiotarbids, although this has low support. Relationship of suborders. In 1796, Pierre-André Latreille erected the family Phylogida for the then-known Harvestmen, but included the genus Guliodes. Solifugae. Tord Tamerlan, Theodore Thorel, 1892. Recognized the suborders Palpators, Laniators, Scyphophthalmi, called Anpignathi, but also included the Ricinuli as a Harvestman suborder. The latter were removed from the Opiliones by Hansen and William Sorensen, 1904, rendering the Harvestman monophyletic. According to more recent theories, Scyphophthalmi, the most basal suborder, are a sister group to all other Harvestmen, which are according to this system called Phylogida. The Phylogida consist of three suborders, the Euphnoi, Dyspnoi and Laniators. While these three are each monophyletic, it is not clear how exactly they are related. In 2002, Giribet et al. Came to the conclusion that Dyspnoi and Laniators are sister groups, and called them Dyspnolaniators, which are sister to Euphnoi. This is in contrast to the classical hypothesis that Dyspnoi and Euphnoi form a clade called Palpators. Dyspnolaniators was also recovered in a 2011 study. In 2014, new analysis by Garwood et al. Examined 158 morphological traits across 272 species. In Garwood's phylogenetic tree, the basal Opiliones split into the Phylogida and stem Scyphophthalmi. The Scyphophthalmi stem then diversified into Scyphophthalmi proper and the newly identified Tetrophthalmi, while the Phylogida split into Laniators and the Palpators. Finally, the Palpators diversified into Euphnoi and Dyspnoi. The analysis moves divergence of the extant suborders from the Devonian period to the Carboniferous. Opiliones' own divergence is dated to 414 million years ago, which arachnid are estimated to have originated during the late Cambrian to early Ordovician. Genetic analysis performed on a modern Phalangium opilio specimen found that a suppressed gene that, if active, would generate a second pair of eyes at the lateral location, providing independent evidence of four eyes being the ancestral condition. Garwood et al. Also argue that Carboniferous Harvestman diversification is more consistent with changes observed in other terrestrial arthropods, which have been linked to high oxygen levels during that period. Relationship within suborders. Scyphophthalmi. The Scyphophthalmi have been divided into two infraorders, Temperophthalmi, including the superfamily Sirenoidea, with the families Sirenidae, Troglosyonidae and Petalidae, and Tropicophthalmi, with the superfamilies Styloceloidea and its single family Stylocelidae, and Olgovoidea, including Olgovidae and Neogovidae. However, recent studies suggest that the Sirenidae, Neogovidae and Olgovidae are not monophyletic, while the Petalidae and Stylocelidae are. The division into Temperophthalmi and Tropicophthalmi is not supported, with Troglozyanidae and Neogovidae probably forming a monophyletic group. The Petalidae are possibly the sister group to all other Scyphophthalmi. While most Scyphophthalmi are blind, eyes do occur in several groups. Many Stylocelidae, and some Petalidae bear eyes near or at the base of the ozophores, as opposed to most Harvestmen, which have eyes located on top. The eyes of Stylocelidae could have evolved from the lateral eyes of other arachnids, which have been lost in all other Harvestmen, regardless of their origin. It is thought that eyes were lost several times in Scyphophthalmi. Spermatophores, which normally do not occur in Harvestmen, but in several other arachnids, are present in some Sirenidae and Stylocelidae. Euphnoi. The Euphnoi are divided into two superfamilies, the Cadoidea and Phalangeroidea. The Phalangeroidea are assumed to be monophyletic, although only the families Phalangiidae and Sclerosomatidae have been studied. The Cadoidea have not been studied at all in this regard. The limits of families and subfamilies in Euphnoi are uncertain in many cases, and are in urgent need of further study. Dyspnoi. The Dyspnoi are probably the best studied Harvestman group regarding phylogeny. They are clearly monophyletic, and divided into two superfamilies. The relationship of the superfamily Aschyropsalidoidea, comprising the families Ceratolasmatidae, Aschyropsaladidae and Sabachonidae, has been investigated in detail. It is not clear whether Ceratolasmatidae and Sabachonidae are each monophyletic, as the Ceratolasmatid Hesperonemastoma groups with the Sabaconid Ptarachus in molecular analyses. All other families are grouped under Trogloidea. Laniators. There is not yet a proposed phylogeny for the whole group of Laniators, although some families have been researched in this regard. The Laniators are divided into two infraorders: the Insidiators, Lohmann, 1900, and the Grassators, Curie, 2002. However, Insidiators is probably paraphyletic. It consists of the two superfamilies Travunoidea and Trianonychoidea, with the latter closer to the Grassators. Alternatively, the Pentanicidae, which reside in Travunoidea, could be the sister group to all other Laniators. The Grassators are traditionally divided into the Psalmoidea, Asamioidea, Gonyleptoidea, Phalangidoidea and Zalmoxoidea. Several of these groups are not monophyletic. Molecular analyses relying on nuclear ribosomal genes support monophyly of Gonyleptidae, Cosmetidae, both Gonyleptoidea, Stygynopsidae, currently Asamioidea, and Phalangididae. The Phalangididae and Oncopodidae may not form a monophyletic group, thus rendering the Phalangidoidea obsolete. The families of the obsolete Asamioidea have been moved to other groups. Asamioidae and Stygynopsidae are now Gonyleptoidea. Opidonidae reside within their own superfamily Opidonoidea, and the Pyramidopidae are possibly related to Phalangididae. Synopsis of the described Opiliones of the World. Biology Catalog. Department of Entomology at Texas A&M University. 2005.